So I started drawing about 30 days ago on a whim, and I have to say, it's pretty fun. What up, fellow losers? Logan here. I don't really know why I called you guys losers, but it just came out. Anyway, I know this is extremely different from the usual content I do on this channel, but I don't know. I felt like I wanted to post this video, so I'm going to post this video. Most likely we'll be back to my regular videos probably the next week, so you can look forward to that. Anyway, let's get into it. I started drawing for the first time probably about a month ago. Soon after I saw PewDiePie's I Drew for 100 Days video. Now, I have to say it quite inspired me to do drawing. Now, I'm somebody that has like almost zero drawing experience. I like barely drew ever, except one time back in high school when it was like required for an art assignment. And clearly, as I'm showing you the picture right now, I traced it, which I know is a huge taboo in the art community, so I don't even really count that. So like I'm basically starting from zero. But I will say though that I did take 2 animation classes and 1 graphic design class in college. Granted, I didn't have to draw anything for those classes, at least traditionally, but a lot of the same composition principles and like the 12 principles of animation might have found their way into my own drawing. But that is like the extent of like any background I have in like art or drawing. But I wanted to pick it up anyway because fuck it, why not? So let's just get into my sketches. All right, so here we are. Let's do this. First off, I started off in a notebook because, like I said earlier, I did this on a whim, literally at like midnight, and I gave myself 5 minutes to draw day 0 whatever I wanted to really just like show how much like I just do not know. Yeah, this is day 0. I don't really know what I was drawing. I think I was trying to draw like a devilish kind of character and a skull that's on the back of my phone case. Also made a random mushroom for some reason. A bunch of random circles, squares, and triangles. Day 1, I actually tried. So I just Googled anime girl drawing. And this video is one of the first ones to come up. And it's for beginners. And I tried to follow it as best as I could. Clearly, what I made did not come out to be what the picture that I originally wanted was. It is what it is. I think it's pretty decent for a beginning drawing. Then day 2, if you see a bunch of lines and a bunch of circles, that's literally just me trying to get used to drawing lines and circles. Like I drew Lane from Social Experiments. By the way, you can probably tell that I like anime. It's probably one of my favorite styles and I like to draw in it. I know it has taboo in terms of like you're not supposed to draw anime at the start or shit like that. But anyway, I also tried to draw Shion from Kingdom Hearts because I am a huge Kingdom Hearts fan and I hated this drawing. At the time I was like, I tried to go for Shion, but instead she came out like Knuckles or something. It's awful. And then I also drew SpongeBob for my dad as a joke because I thought it was funny. Day 3 also followed an anime girl tutorial at the top, as you can tell. I also tried to draw the girl from Angel's Egg, which is by far one of my favorite anime movies out there. It is incredible. It's such a good movie. Bottom right, a failed drawing that I tried to do, but I was like, I'm not good enough to do this. I tried to make something creepy, which I think I succeeded. I took inspiration and reference from Alice Glass's music video, but don't think I did her justice. But day 4, the middle drawing, I think I was trying to draw more like Kingdom Hearts style type of art, and I found this on Google, and I think later I found out it was made by AI. I still like the image, so I still tried to draw it. The one in the bottom right is from Perfect Blue, which is also one of my favorite anime movies of all time. It's so good. Bottom left, another tutorial I found online, and I actually really liked this one when I drew it. I really liked it, and for the longest time it was probably my favorite drawing that I drew. And top right, I would rather not talk about. That is me trying to draw from imagination. So day 5, the circles with the lines through them, that is, I think that's when I started following, I think his name is Mark Bennett. I tried to start following his tutorials online and I found his 30-day drawing challenge, so I actually thought it would help me greatly improve in my art, so I started following it. So that was day 1 of following his 30 days, but also another anime girl from a tutorial, which I thought was okay, but I just feel like her face didn't come out the way in the tutorial. I think I mainly elongated her face, and I think that will be a running theme later. Also tried to draw an anime girl. This one is just from reference and not really from a tutorial. All right, day 6, following more of Mark's 30-day exercises. Draw Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Also drew Scott and Ramona, and oh my god, like, Ramona, in my opinion right here, looks fantastic. I cannot believe I actually drew that. That was crazy for me at the time. So this was me getting the hang of more different exercises from Mark. I felt like I kept failing on this one exercise, so I kept doing it over and over again. And then I drew these 2 characters from the coffin of Andy and Lele. I know that video game has tons of controversy related to it, but I just wanted to draw the characters. I really like their art. I think the art style to these 2 characters are phenomenal, personally. Day 8, and I followed more tutorials and followed another anime girl drawing tutorial. At the time, I didn't really like it too much. I thought it was okay. Looking at it now, it's not too bad. It's a bit shaky, like things are still wonky on it. Like her eyes aren't the same size and they aren't proportioned correctly, but you know, improve with time, I guess. Day 9 was Valentine's Day. Did more exercises. Drew Ib from Ib, or however the heck you pronounce that game. I really wanted to draw like a full-on character, not just a portrait. And I actually think it came out relatively decent for the first time trying to draw in a full character. Day 10, more exercises, and oh my god, what the heck is that? That thing needs to be burned at the fire. The one on top is okay, I guess. This was really not a good day for me in terms of drawing. As you can tell from what I wrote, this is just straight up an abomination. And the words of PewDiePie, just pain. So after that, I actually upgraded myself to having an actual sketchbook, which I have to say thank you, Mom. She got me that for Valentine's Day. She watches my videos, so thank you, Mom. And she also got me this book on how to draw anime part 1, which is actually, I think, a pretty decent book. I mean, I mostly use it to just like learn the basics and more or less just sketch without having to erase too heavily and just try to get my drawings down in one go, which I am usually bad at with my actual sketches. Sometimes I feel like I erase too much. And she also got me these really fancy sketching pencils. As you will be able to tell, I don't really know what I'm doing with them, but they're there. They're cool. Time for the actual sketchbook though. All right, so day 11. This day was pretty big for me personally because while the one at the top was okay, I thought in my mind, but I drew Natsuki from Doki Doki Literature Club at the bottom, and oh my god, that was probably one of the most fun drawing sessions I've ever had. And I felt like I did it so well. It was the first time I really felt like, wow, I like actually drew this. It was from reference, of course, but I can't believe I was still able to do that. Day 12, I drew Power from Chainsaw Man, of course. And I watched a tutorial online about it. It was a pretty good tutorial. And overall, I just thought it was pretty cool. Day 13, I tried to draw Catherine from the game. Catherine. Did not turn out so well, I think, in my opinion. But, you know, you have some good days, you have some bad days. But what I mostly learned from these 2 days right here is that I really need to watch out for like the shading that I've been using the extra pencils for, because since I'm drawing on the back and front of pages, like some of the shading is going to come off on the other picture. Like for example, you can see some of Catherine's eye on Power's hair, and you can see Power's mouth on Catherine's like hand. So like I started placing a piece of paper between each page to make sure that when I erased on them, they weren't like rubbing onto each other and putting these marks on each other. Day 14, I figured, you know, I drew Natsuki from Doki Doki. I might as well draw Monica. And that's exactly what I did. And I drew a handless Monica because for the life of me, I could not draw hands. I tried. I'm sure if you look closely, you could probably see the multiple erasings of her hand, but it looked like it was made by a child. So I didn't even attempt it, so this is just a drawing of handless Monica. Day 15, I couldn't really figure out what to draw, so I followed a couple tutorials, looked at a reference of Spirited Away that I wanted to make and thought it was cool, and other random stuff that I just found online. I didn't really know what to do on day 15. Day 16, though, was the day I felt like I should start experimenting and start like doing actual realistic drawings instead of just anime all the time. So the top drawing, I followed a tutorial online. It was a pretty good video, and although it's not perfect, I still think it's really good, and I personally impressed myself because I did not think I'd be able to draw anything realistic like that. And the bottom is just from a breakcore playlist that I really liked. Day 17, though, I followed another tutorial online of how to draw what looks like to be a basketball player. I wasn't that impressed with it when I first made it, but when I show it to people, they seem to be impressed by it. I'm still not the craziest about it. It's okay. It's grown on me the more that I've looked at it, but I feel like I could have done better on it. And it doesn't really exactly look like the reference or what I was trying to get it to look like, so I think that's most of the reason why I'm frustrated with this picture. So day 18, I tried to draw one of my favorite YouTubers on YouTube right now, which is Savannah Brown. I personally love her videos and I can obviously relate to them a lot. And I completely butchered her for one drawing. I am sorry, Savannah. Maybe I'll try to do better next time. Dude, I'm not a fan of it at all. Alright, next drawing, I figured, screw it, I'm going back to the anime style because that's mostly what I kind of want to draw. And I more or less found this image online, and I really liked it, and I tried to draw it, and it was pretty good. But what I learned here, I think, is that I should stop using my pencils for like coloring, because I feel like that's what I've been trying to use these shading pencils for when they're supposed to be used for shading, and I don't know how to shade at all right now. So alright, day 20, once again try to draw a lot of Tetsuya Nomura because his art style is king in my opinion, and his art style is what I want to like learn the most from and try to replicate the most. I personally just love his art style for like Kingdom Hearts, Parasite Eve, multiple Final Fantasies. I just love his style, and I would just love to replicate it in the future. Obviously, I don't just want to be a Tetsuya Nomura, but I kind of want to draw similar to him, so that's what I've been trying to learn. So I drew Neku, which was okay, and then I drew Ayabrea from Parasite Eve, and holy crap, I was impressed with this one because, I don't know, just something about this drawing, just sort of the mix of like the realism, but like still stylized, you know, semi-realism. I was just incredibly impressed by it personally. This is probably still one of my favorite drawings I've ever done, but I have no idea what possessed me to put it in the corner of the picture. I wish I didn't do that, but clearly I'm not good with placement a lot of times. So day 21, I tried to draw a different picture of Ayabrea because, you know, I had success with her yesterday, so I figured I'd draw her again, and I thought it came out pretty decent. Some of the things that I think I need to work on, though, like I'm not good at angling the face up and to the left, which is where she's looking in the reference photo, but it still looks decent. In my opinion, it looks alright. Alright, day 22. I figured, you know, at this point, I drew 2 of the 4 Doki Doki Literature Club members. I might as well do the other 2 at some point. So I decided to draw Sayori. And the big thing here is that I tried to do her hands. And man, that was rough. And I still can't get my mind off the fact that one of her hands is smaller than the other. But something else that I noticed while drawing this is that I think I have a tendency to make anime eyes smaller. Like, if you look at these reference photos and these anime photos, like, the eyes are huge, but I just don't typically go for that. I just don't naturally do that. I don't know if that's necessarily a problem or anything, but it's just something that I do. Anyway, day 23, I tried to do another realistic portrait, and man, this one came out terrible. Not a fan at all. I don't know how the heck I managed to get this girl to look like a man. It's pretty bad. Not a fan. Day 24. I'm a big fan of this one, personally. That once again drawing Brea, and I really just like the angles on it, and I really was a fan of like outlining her. I'm not sure if that's something you're not supposed to do, but that's what I did. I don't know. Once again, I just really liked the mix of like sort of realism plus stylized. Day 25, I tried to draw, I think her name is Rhythm or Rhyme from The World Ends With You. I'm impressed with it. Once again, as you can tell, the hands, man. Oh my god. All right, day 26, I distinctly remember I did not have much time to draw this day, so I tried to follow a quick anime tutorial online. Day 27, though, was Yuri. I completed all 4 Doki Doki Literature Club characters, and she's all right, but once again, the hand, I can't get the hand on the book. And then her eyes are like kind of off, I feel like, so not my best drawing, but it's okay. Oh man, day 28. I tried to draw Himero from Chainsaw Man, and this day was just so good to me. Like, this time I really feel like I mastered like the perspective and the different ways eyes and mouths can look when the character's not just looking straight on. I feel like I finally got up and to the left, up and to the right correct. And I don't know, these ones came just so much easier to me. I feel like day 28 was just such an easy day for me to draw. All right, day 29, I am a huge Paramore fan, and they just that day, or I think the day before, came out with their music video for their song Thick Skull. And I really wanted to draw Hayley Williams from that video, but I wanted to do it in the style of Tetsuya Nomura, and this is what I was able to come up with. Not the best, but it's okay. Day 30. Oh my god. If I could just delete day 30, I would. This day was not good. I just remember like nothing that I drew. I erased like 2,000 plus lines, like not very good. So let's just pretend day 30 didn't happen, but I will say I did try to draw Maria at the bottom of this page. Not successfully, but I tried. Day 31 though, that's my real day 30, because once again, this is me drawing Shion from Kingdom Hearts. I think you can see the difference from day 31 and when I tried to draw her from day 2. Still not amazing. It still could be better, but I think there's huge improvement. And then I continue drawing, of course. Day 32, Eve Brea from Parasite Eve. Day 33, tried to draw Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. Of course, not very well, but it's there. So that's basically everything I've drawn within those 30 days. I'd probably say on average, I drew about 2 hours a day. I took time away from other hobbies to do this because I really did find myself enjoying it. I don't know, there was just something so meditative about drawing. It's weird. It's kind of relaxing to do at the end of the day, especially for somebody that does freelance video editing for a living, where I feel like I'm on the computer, I'm hooked up to the internet all day. That it actually feels kind of good to not like be staring at a screen a lot other than for my references. Also, I feel like I have the capacity to at least be self-taught because I'm also a self-taught guitarist, and it's really just something I really wanted to set my mind to. You know, I've had ideas for drawings in my head for like years now. I've even thought about commissioning art that I've wanted to make. But I figured, you know, it. Why don't I just teach myself how to do it if I want it done a certain way? That's what I see myself hopefully being able to do in the future. I know I have a long way to go to be anywhere close to being like considered an intermediate artist. I still very much feel like I know nothing about art, but I plan to keep going because I find it fun and I like what I make. So cool. Reasonable critique. Don't just say I'm shit, please. I know that. I know I'm a shit artist. Anyway, I'm ending it here. Make sure you art that like button. And remember to do some shit that you like sometimes.